Welcome to Fast Effect Double Speed Magnet the Gathering. Here we have Tyler on, I believe, what is going to be a Hagak build versus Pyle on Blue Red Delver. Now, Pyle's actually played a bunch of the previous builds prior to the Rootwalla printed or being printed in Modern Horizons. Now there's 8 Rootwallas to go along with Hagak, Hollow One, Vengevine. Deck is pretty spicy. Got a Vengevine going into the bin, along with an Ox, a very powerful and castable threat from the graveyard. Previously seen play in Dredge, and I'm not even sure what the best graveyard creature deck is going to be. I mean, this is all up in the air. Dredge decks currently seem to be taking a back seat to Hagak. Volcanic Island. First daytime tournament here. Bunch of extra ambient light in the room. So, cards a little blown out. We'll see what we can do to figure that out. Now we've got a Careful Study, putting in 2 Rootwallas, which brings back the Vengevine. Turns sideways. Delver of Secrets does not line up well versus this board. Trade with literally any piece of it, however the Vengevine can come back pretty easily. Rootwalla, pumping the extra damage. Breeding Pool. Rainstorm will ensure that Delver will flip, but this may just be a lost cause here, game 1. Not at all where Delver wants to be. Very much out of control. Murktide Regent being huge, could potentially pull the situation under control, but it's going to be easy for Vengevine to come back from the graveyard. All of these free and cheap creatures. Breakthrough X equals 1. Surprised if the 1 left over ends up being a hollow one. 2 hollow ones being discarded. One of them being played. Bala swings. But no other madness creature, so that Vengevine actually didn't make it back. But this 4/4 hollow one just going to be too big to take down, as Hagak quickly takes. I'm not even positive Hagak's in the deck. I'd imagine it is. I haven't seen this list, though we do have deck lists in the store. I'll try and make some time this week to type all of those up for the top 8. So game 2, Pyle will have the play. Blue Red Delver. It's going to really want some type of way of dealing with the graveyard. Currently, Relic of Progenitus is the most popular. He brought in the mirror, potentially keep Murktide Regent in check. Once Upon a Time leads out for Tyler. Deck is just full of quality new spells. Finds a Breeding Pool. A Careful Study. Draws 2. Vengevine and a Lion's Eye Diamond. Interesting. That card's very potent in this deck, enabling the flashback for Ox. Wasteland takes out the Breeding Pool. Delver of Secrets comes down. Solid if unexplosive turn for Blue Red Delver. Careful Study here. And you'd really like to daze this if possible. This deck so often. Careful Study going to end up being a lot more like draw 2 cards and then some upside. Lion's Eye Diamond on board and Surgical Extraction. Gonna take a lot of the punch out of this deck. So, oh, and a Vengevine in hand as well. So this looking very, very good now for Blue-Red Delver. Surgical Extraction, probably the more powerful card this match. And Murktide Regent. Things getting from bad to worse here for Tyler. His deck wasn't so fast, it might be scooping territory. It'll be over soon, pretty quick. Either way, I would imagine. Delver not flipping. Oh, is flipping, okay. So now 9 through the air. Oh, and able to destroy the LED on top of it, cutting off any potential for an Ox comeback. I think we're going to be on to the third one. We'll see how explosive Tyler can be. The final game. A lot of ways it can go wrong very, very quickly. Ooh, Firestorm for 2. That gets dazed, and that is it for that game. We are on to the third. They're taking the play, fetching Wooded Foothills. Like a lot of duels and even shocklands in this. Some basics starting out. Not going to be able to touch this mountain. Force of Will. Thrown. Faithless Loot. Getting into the graveyard and being discarded. Both dangerous. On another Faithless Looting, and this feels very, very bad for Delver here. The Force of Will on Faithless Looting, and it resolves. Anyways, the next turn, yet another land incoming. So both Faithless Lootings potentially flashed back. Delver really needs to have a threat on board. Slow things down. We have a Pyroblast capable of stopping Careful Study. Going down a little bit. The Lion's Eye Diamond has resolved. Ox in the graveyard, which can be escaped soon. Dragon's Rage Channeler. Bring back 1 mana. Keeping off of those Faithless Lootings. Very relevant. There would have been a flashback Faithless Looting. LED and Ox has been somewhat contained. Oh, is this Angie's Ravager? Big turn here. Angie's Ravager and Ox. Allowing for Vengevine to return, and what a huge, huge turn. A Brainstorm for pile, and that is going to do it. A really interesting new build. Get to see some more of it. First ELD Legacy open back.